Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, I know to many of you I might sound like a broken record. I can assure you that if you are a victim of Dr. Durrani, I probably don't sound like a broken record. I personally just cannot let it go. And rather than go through the long laundry list of grievances, I'm going to focus on 5. First, how would it make you feel that in the history, now just imagine this country was founded in 1776, and we are now in 2020, the infamous year. From 1776 all the way through 2020, in our entire history, all the law, all the cases, never before has a judge, Judge Mark Schweikert, and then upheld by Judge Reese, Guy Reese, and the court system, sealed public verdicts, including public punitive damages verdicts. The whole purpose of punitive damages is to publicly punish. Think about that. It sounds criminal. It sounds like a conspiracy. It sounds like corruption. How could you seal public verdicts that are huge? Then, our good Cincinnati Enquirer has never filed one request to unseal those verdicts. They do it all the time. Think about that. Our local media, everybody but Channel 5, doesn't give a damn. 9, 12, 19, the Enquirer. Nobody's saying, wait a minute, there's something wrong with that. Just imagine that. That's number one. Number 2, Ohio has a rule that says all cases have to be over within 3 years. Used to be 2, they changed it to 3 during the Durrani litigation. It's now been 8 years coming up in February. 8 years. And there's been 40 trials. 8 years. Now, finally, they said they're going to do 2 at a time, then 3 at a time, beginning in January. We haven't had a trial since February because of COVID. An entire year. No Marine-like attitude. For example, I think of this stuff. How come the court system can't think of this? Why can't Durrani litigation be tried in a Hamilton County building somewhere, set up like a courtroom, and the same people that are coming and going all the time are getting their temperatures checked and everything tested? You see, they're lazy. Judges are lazy. The judicial system is lazy. The court system is lazy. They're enjoying their time off. It's sick. 8 years. During this time period, 62 have died. At the last public hearing, Judge Guy Reese, apparently, he didn't want to hear anything about the people dying. He don't want to hear anything about that. That doesn't make any difference. What? You have over 500 victims and 62 people have died and counting? Do the statistical math on that. It's crazy. They don't care. The system doesn't care. They don't care if they all die before their trial. Now what happens is when they die and a state gets set up, and then the case still goes forward, but the person's not sitting there, it's a representative of their estate. It's not fair. Here's another thing. This just proves how lazy the courts are. The courts, the judges, sit on motions, which means they don't rule on motions. At the conclusion of a trial, and Deters Law has won over 80 of these cases. You have to submit what's called a judgment on that verdict. Immediately after winning these trials in Hamilton County, Deters Law submitted such verdicts, judgments, so the case could go forward through the appeal process. Do you know that the judges who heard those cases sat on those motions, for the most part, for a year? Only on the ones that were won. What does that mean? That means the trial judges delayed our wins going through the appeal system for a year. Try explaining that to the clients that won. We have. They've had to accept that. Think about that. Now, when we've lost, judgment entry signed right away. Why? Why? There's other motions, too, that are pending in front of tri-state judges in the Durrani cases. And they sit, and they sit, and they sit, and they sit, and they're not ruled on. Unless there are motions by the defense to dismiss. Those get ruled on. It is unfreaking believable. Finally, just imagine 8 years financial stress and burden for these victims. All the hell they've been through. And Deters Law. Deters Law has had to keep the team together who tries these cases, prepares the cases for trial for a whole year without trying a case. A whole year. And everybody knows that plaintiffs' firms don't get paid unless you recover money. The defense firms bill those hospitals, bill those insurance companies, they get paid. It's not a problem. Does the judges in the court system consider that? The stress and burden on the plaintiffs and their attorney? No. They don't care. I can go ahead and tell you right now, the Ohio court system, from the trial judges, Schweikert, Maureen O'Connor, it is all part, they're all part of almost like a conspiracy with the defendants against these people. It's messed up. Yeah, I wanted to say the F word. I understand that YouTube doesn't like that word. Messed up. And you know what's hilarious, folks? I'm the guy that the court system, I've served more time in jail than Durrani over this. The court system and the whole shooting match of them look at me like I'm the bad guy. Like little bitty Chuck Kubicki banning me from the courthouse when I said, what do we have to do to get attention? Threaten to burn down the courthouse, which is what was going on in Portland at the time. I was using the Black Lives Matter protest as an analogy because they get lots of press attention. Sure enough, when he issued an order banning me from the courthouse, that got press attention. That gets press attention. They cover me being banned from the courthouse, but not the victims being banned from their day in court. It's messed up. The court system doesn't care, and the tri-state media doesn't care either. You wonder why I rage with anger and hatred? Am I supposed to, let's all come together and be unity? Puke City. I will never shut up. I will never stop fighting. I will never stop financially backing these victims. And the day's going to come, folks. The day's going to come when there shall be revenge of these people and myself upon the entire system. It's coming. It's coming. But how sick is that? Those are just the top 5 hits. I got a list of about 20. Just those 5. What rational? I got a lot of friends that aren't connected to legal business, and they hear this stuff and they're blown away. There isn't one rational human being, one rational American that wouldn't be saying, what the hell? But the court system, the bar association, the whole institution of law, they don't care. The journalists in this town don't care. Explain that. That's effed up. Totally effed up. And I'm the bad guy. They paint me as the bad guy for shouting from the mountaintops about this. I'll never stop shouting from the mountaintops. And I have more in store for all of them. I think I've proven to you that I got the cojones to say stuff that no one else will say. I'm going to keep saying it. And I'm holding back. I got cards to play. I got things to say. I got things to do. By the way, I appreciate all the love and support you give me. And I wanted to tell you, this is interesting. I'm blown away about how many of you are worried about me getting whacked because of what I'm saying and what I'm doing. How crazy is that? That people are worried about me. Folks, you should worry about all of them. I'm telling you, this is unfreaking believable. And I can't be fired. I own Bulldog Media. I got First Amendment rights. Here I am in my Bulldog Media studio. It's not a Deters Law studio. I'm doing this as Eric Deters, citizen. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, I am armed with a righteous cause. And I will beat this drum until these people get the justice they deserve. And Martin O'Connor, all the judges, all the people involved, the media, the corporations involved, the defense firms involved, all get their comeuppance. At least through public scorn and a legacy of embarrassment of how they handled it. Because it's all coming. The book's written. It's sitting there as it gets updated as the story goes on. This will be a Netflix series. There will be a documentary. There'll be a movie. It's too good of a story, folks. It will be told. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I hope all of them go straight to hell.